This is the updated Cruze for 2016. It's a car which promises sleeker looks, improved styling, as well as a lot more features. So is it now a better alternative to established rivals? Let's find out on the show today. Key changes include an all-new grille up ahead, as well as new fog lamps. There's slight modification to the alloy wheels as well, but the rear end remains more or less unchanged. Overall, this car now looks a lot more younger as well as desirable than before. Well, so here I'm inside the cabin of the new updated Chevrolet Cruze. Well, one way to describe the cabin of the new Cruze is by calling it sporty. It truly is a very sporty and a very youthful cabin, and it's a very nice design as well. And of course, the big theme over here is the styling of this cabin, which is themed on a cockpit of a jet plane, and it really does feel very special and feels like you are piloting a car. The new thing inside this car is the fact that it now comes with a 7-inch touchscreen display for the infotainment system, which also doubles up as the reverse parking screen when you are reversing this car, of course, and that is an added feature in this car. Well, the other good point about the Cruze's cabin are these seats. The front seats really offer you very good support as well as comfort, and they really are very well cushioned as well. And the good point is the side bolsterings over here, which means that if you are someone who enjoys pushing his car into corners, then these seats will hold you well. Well, the support for the lower back is very good too, and the cushioning for the under thighs is good as well. Well, talking about equipment, this car gets 4 airbags, cruise control, climate control, and a host of other features. And if you want to know more about the features on this car, you can of course head to our website by clicking on this link over here. Well, in terms of overall quality, the Cruze is definitely ahead of its main rival, the Toyota Corolla, but slightly behind its other big rival, the VW Jetta, which is the best car in this segment for sheer quality. That said, the Cruze has improved its quality over the years. Well, and visibility at the back can be a big issue as well, and that's largely because this screen over here is steeply raked, and also the pillars are very thick. So if you are parking this car into a tight space, it can be a bit of a handful. Well, and that brings me to the second minus of this car, and that is the fact that the rear seat comfort isn't as generous as its rivals. As you can see, knee room is just about adequate, and I have adjusted the front seat as always for my height, and my height for reference is 5'10", and there's not much space to stretch my feet. Headroom is just about decent over here, but again, it's not a great car for sitting 3 in comfort, and that's largely because there's a huge hump in the floor panel over here, and that means that whoever's sitting here will really be struggling for knee room and leg room with the other occupants. So in terms of back seat comfort, it is adequate, but not really par for the course in this segment. Well, so here I am driving the updated Cruze, and this car of course, remember, comes with a 2-liter diesel engine which develops about 164 bhp of power and 360 Nm of torque. Well, and if I had to describe the performance of the new updated Cruze in one word, that word would be shattering. This car really does deliver power in absolute bucket loads, and that wave of torque really does kick in and pushes you to the back of your seats without any problems. And remember, this is the most powerful diesel car in the executive sedan segment. Well, the good points about this engine first, this engine is massive in terms of power delivery, and there's very minimal turbo lag. You have to of course wait till about 1700-1800 RPM for the turbo to kick in. While all that power is delivered through 2 gearboxes, and you have a manual as well as an automatic gearbox to choose from. Today we are driving the automatic. It's a 6-speed automatic, and I have to say it is a pretty good gearbox. The shifts are smooth as well as slick, and there's no lag in the gearbox. You can also use it manually by pushing it on the left and pressing it forward to increase gears, or pushing it back to decrease gears. And as I just mentioned, it is a pretty good gearbox. It's a pretty fast gearbox even in the manual mode or even in a fully automatic mode. Well, if you're in the city and want to accelerate quickly, all you need to do is just press the throttle down, and this car really does have brisk acceleration and moves on without any fuss at all. Well, most buyers who are buying these kind of cars don't buy them for their responsive steering wheel. So in that sense, the light steering wheel on the Cruze is very good if you are someone who enjoys driving himself and has to find a tight parking space. But yes, if you are a keen driver, then you would have wished that this steering wheel offered you a lot more feedback. Well, in terms of overall refinement, this 2-liter engine is pretty smooth and also silent when you are cruising on the highway. In the city also, it is pretty refined, and especially at low city speeds where you don't really rev the engine too much, it doesn't offer you any resonance inside the cabin. So in that sense, a good package from Chevrolet. Well, in terms of ride comfort, the Cruze offers a very supple ride. It does manage to soak in the bumps without too much fuss. And even at higher speeds, the Cruze does remain pretty stable. The braking also is very good. And it's only the sharper crevices which manage to filter into the cabin at higher speeds. Overall, it is a very absorbing suspension for both slow city speeds as well as faster highway speeds. Well, these executive cars aren't supposed to be very agile, so in that sense, the Cruze is at par with its other rivals. But that said, because this engine has so much power and really is a fantastic unit to rev, it really does love to rev hard and deliver all that power without any fuss at all. You would have wished that maybe the suspension as well as steering wheel were more tuned for sporty handling rather than for comfort. So in that sense, that's maybe something that Chevrolet can work on in the next generation of this car. Well, despite those minor negatives, the Chevrolet Cruze is one of the best cars if you want shattering performance. Its 164 bhp diesel engine is the most powerful diesel in its class, and that, along with the striking looks on the outside, the sporty cabin on the inside, and Chevrolet's tried and tested as well as no-nonsense after-sales service network, makes the Chevrolet Cruze a very good alternative to established rivals. So what do you think about this car? Do give us your feedback by writing in the comment section below. And also, if you're in the market for an executive car but don't really like the Chevrolet Cruze, then you should also check out a review of the VW Jetta as well as the Toyota Corolla by clicking on this link over here. And as always, don't forget to subscribe by clicking on this link over here. It's bye for now and hope to see you soon.